the economy is not going to look great. The inflation is not going to look great, and the Fed chief is going to have to recommend a rate increase to kind of get a hold of the economy. You hear Trump what he said about that why is he not mad that the Fed chief is not increasing rate?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he said, well, he has to answer to a board, and it's not really his decision. Wasn't it the same case with the other guy?
I don't know. I was looking up the information. Thank you, Monsef. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Stanzi, we'll come back to you, Stanzi. 24-year-old former OpenAI researcher Leopold Aschenbrenner saw his AI-focused hedge fund, Situational Awareness, plunge from roughly 45 billion down to 10 billion July of 2026. Heavy leverage up to 400% and a sharp semiconductor stock sell-off triggered massive margin calls, forcing a fire sale of his public portfolio to Ken Griffin's Citadel. So he was buying options, obviously, and his options tanked out. Whatever happened to diversify? So when one sector goes up, the other sector goes down, and vice versa. Doesn't sound like he was diversifying very much. But, and if you're in the audience, you want to come up, please do. But what we haven't talked about, precious metals, gold and silver. Precious metals surged this week as the weak American employment report pushed bond yields and interest rates expectations lower. Gold futures increased approximately 7%, finishing around $4,340 an ounce and recording their largest weekly gain since January. Silver climbed up to 10% to approximately a little over $63 an ounce. Its strongest week since February. Lower interest rates generally benefit precious metals because gold and silver do not pay interest, making them more competitive when returns on bonds decline. A softer dollar also makes metals cheaper for overseas buyers. Investors additionally sought protection against geopolitical instability, inflation, and uncertainty surrounding the Iran conflict. Gold remains below the record it reached earlier this year, but it has gained approximately 26% over the past 12 months. Silver has advanced even more dramatically, rising nearly 65% from 1 year ago, although both metals remain highly volatile. If you're in the audience and you want to come up, please do. And let's see what it's like if you are proud to be un-American.
Kids have to be warned that there's bullshit coming down the road. That's the biggest thing you can do for a kid. Tell them what life in this country is about. It's about a whole lot of bullshit that needs to be detected and avoided. That's the best thing you can do. No one told me. No one told me a thing like that. I was never warned about any of this. Had to find all of it out for myself. And there are still, as with you probably, a lot of things that you're expected to believe and accept in America that I personally have a problem with, and I question a lot of these things. Give you an example. I saw a slogan on the guy's car that said, "Proud to be an American." And I thought, well, what the fuck does that mean? Proud to be an American. You see, I've never understood national pride. I've never understood ethnic pride because I'm Irish, and all four of my grandparents were born in Ireland, so I'm fully Irish. And when I was a kid, I would go to the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I noticed that they sold a button that said, "Proud to be Irish." And I could never understand that because I knew that on Columbus Day, they sold a different button that said, "Proud to be Italian." Then came pride and Puerto Rican pride. And I could never understand ethnic or national pride. Because to me, pride should be reserved for something you achieve or attain on your own, not something that happens by accident of birth. Being Irish... Being Irish isn't a skill. It's a fucking genetic accident. You wouldn't say I'm proud to be 5'11". I'm proud to have a predisposition for colon cancer. So why the fuck would you be proud to be Irish or proud to be Italian or American or anything? And hey, if you're happy with it, that's fine. Do that. Put that on your card. Happy to be an American. Be happy. Don't be proud. Too much pride as it is. Pride goeth before a fall. Never forget Proverbs, okay? Now, here's another slogan. Here's another slogan you run into all the time. God bless America. Once again, respectfully, I say to myself, what the fuck does that mean? God bless America? Is that a request? Is that a demand? Is that a suggestion? Politicians say it at the end of every speech, as if it were some sort of verbal tick that they can't get rid of. God bless you and God bless America. God bless you and God bless America. I guess they figure if they leave it out, someone's going to think they're bad Americans. Let me tell you a little secret about God, folks. God does not give a flying fuck about America, okay? He doesn't care. He never cared about this country. He never has, he never will. He doesn't care about this country any more than he cares about Mongolia, Transylvania, Pittsburgh, the Suez Canal, or the North Pole. He simply doesn't care, okay? He doesn't care. Listen, good. There are 200 countries in the world now. Do these people honestly think that God is sitting around picking out his favorites? Why would he do that? Why would God have a favorite country? And why would it be America out of all the countries? Because we have the most money? Because he likes our national anthem? Maybe it's because he heard we have 18 delicious flavors of classic rice-a-roni.
And there's a great reason for God to love and bless the United States of America, that we have 18 different flavors of rice-a-roni. Gotta love that. New on stage, is it Omer? Am I pronouncing that right? Omer? Do I really need to put on my glasses? Mod Squad, can you help me, please? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
What is this new
I'm
person's
trying
name?
to get to the name.
Okay,
Omer.
it looks like Omer.
Yeah, Omer.
Okay, Omer, are you there? Omer going once. Omer going twice. There we go. Hi. Okay, you're unmuted, but we cannot hear you. Are you wearing earbuds, earpods, or headphones?
Am I audible?
Yeah. Omer, we can hear you. Are you wearing earbuds, earpods, or headphones?
Let me connect my headset. Now I am.
He wants to connect his headset.
I'm wearing earbuds.
Okay.
Disconnected,
Sorry for the bad
not
news.
connected.
No, that's okay. Omer, let's try again. Are you there? Hello, Omer. Try again. We'll come back to you. Mod Squad, please mute him. We'll come back to him. I've spent a minute trying to get in touch with him. Thank you. Let's go to Grace. Grace, good morning. Thank you for coming on up. It's a pleasure to see you. How are you?
I am well. I hope you all are well. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
And how are you all doing?
I am doing great. I know that most of the Mod Squad is doing great. I haven't had the opportunity to say hello to Reverend Scott this morning. I've tried like 3 times, but he's been bouncing in and out, so he's been busy. But he is still scheduled to take over the first half of hour number 3. We'll find
Actually,
out soon
Steve,
enough.
he sent a text to you and me. He's at the
Yes.
dentist's office. He's thinking it's going to be done before his turn to take over, but if not, I'm prepared to.
I was
handle
going
your
to say,
shit.
why don't I don't want Reverend Scott to rush, especially if he's got a drill in his mouth, and so let's just give him the day off. Reverend Scott, if you're listening, take the day off. JCC and Violet, would you guys like to run the show for the first half of hour number 3? JCC and Violet.
I would love to work with JCC again.
Yeah.
If
All right, so let's just give Reverend Scott the day off, and JCC and Violet will run the show in hour number 3. Thank you very much. So back to you, Grace. Grace.
What are you back to me about?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to. I wasn't sure if you were finished speaking.
I am. I just wanted to say hello. I'm always so appreciative to be in your rooms.
You are very kind, Grace. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have
Thanks.
you here, especially on stage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to, is it Alligator or
Hey,
Agate?
hey, good morning. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd come
Good
in.
morning. How do you pronounce your name?
Alligator 7, of course.
Alligator sounds good. Good morning. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, I thought I'd kick the ball around with some of my favorite people. You know, I love JCC, Alfonso, Marshall, Scott, Steve. You know, I think you guys are cool people. Thought I'd kick it around, get a fresh 5. You know, if that's possible.
Yes, you have a fresh 5 right now. Go for it.
So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the political climate. You know, I've been kind of pulled out of the political space because I think a lot of it was, I don't know, fake or maybe a show. But what's been going on recently with this Dr. Fauci, and I'm sure we've all seen it, pleading, taking the Fifth Amendment over 100 times and being found, I don't know. What is the word? Contempt.
In contempt.
Yeah, contempt. It's a very bizarre political circus that's going on, and more than anything, I would want to get a couple of your guys' ideas on, you know, what is actually going on, and what are they doing with this show, rather than, you know, I see he's you know, in front of the Senate hearings, and nothing's really going on. Why couldn't this be done behind closed doors? Why does this have to be political theater? I just want to know what you guys think.
Thank you. I'll tell you exactly what's going on. So, Fauci was pardoned for any and all crimes between I want to say 2008 and 2025, or 2011 and 2025. He basically retired in January of 2025. And all of his activities involving the lab, the infectious disease lab, and anything surrounding that, he's been pardoned. Joe Biden gave him a pardon. Now, during this process, what is it? Is it the Senate, or specifically who? I forget. Whoever heads up that committee. Mod Squad, who heads up that committee?
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul, thank you. Rand Paul has been threatening to put Fauci behind bars. Rand Paul has been threatening and stating that Fauci has broken the law, that he has lied, he has misrepresented the truth, and literally responsible for killing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So, and Fauci has appeared before Congress on the record and off the record before. So, Fauci made a statement, 3-minute statement at the start of this, saying that because Rand Paul has publicly said multiple times that one of his number one goals in life is to put Fauci behind bars. And that Fauci, I think he also said that he's received a full pardon, that he's been advised by his attorneys to take the Fifth Amendment, because since he received a full pardon, the only possible goal that this hearing could achieve would be for Fauci to potentially commit perjury, which now would not be subject to the pardon, because it's occurring after January of 2025. So the reason why Fauci is taking the Fifth is because he believes that Rand Paul and the Senate are laying a trap for him to commit perjury. This is why he took the Fifth over, 110 times? Now, I spoke about this earlier, and I'll speak about it now, and I'd love to get your opinion. I think this is a total waste of time. This is a total waste of money. This is a total waste of resources. Fauci is retired. Fauci is 85 years old. Also, I don't believe that Fauci lied to the American public. I don't believe that he's responsible for killing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And if anybody within the sound of my voice disagrees with me, I encourage you to come on up and explain to me exactly what Fauci has said and exactly how him saying that, whatever it is, was responsible for killing people and in fact was a lie. So that's, you asked me what I think, that's what I think.
Hey, I'm glad that I asked that because I wasn't getting any of that from the news. I feel like there's like a hit piece that's going on Fauci right now. And I didn't think it was a political hit piece that you laid out, but it makes sense because Rand Paul does have an agenda against Fauci and it could be a political smear job. And if you had a pardon, I wouldn't try to give them fire to.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Hey Brandy, it's John.
Thanks. Please stay on the line. I'm sorry, this person is not available. If you would like to leave an additional message, please reply after the tone.
Hey Brandy, it's John, 312-498-0517. Talk to you soon. Bye.
If you are ordered to appear before Congress, or if you're under subpoena to appear, you damn well better appear, which Fauci did.
But he, like you said, he has a pardon. And if he's being subpoenaed to violate his pardon, do they have the right to make him violate his pardon? Do they?
No,
what is going to compel?
Violate.
The
Yes,
thing
it's
that
not, if
compels
I may,
the House of
Marshall, hello, Marshall, if I may. What Fauci is saying, what I believe, is that the only purpose for calling Fauci is not to investigatively find out what happened during COVID. It's to trick him up into committing perjury after his pardon is over, which is January 25, because he's testifying now. So if he commits perjury now in 2026, that is a new crime which is not covered under the pardon. And all of the questions they're asking him are regarding events that took place prior to January of 2025. What's the purpose of questioning Fauci? Is it going to help us Americans figure out already know, or is it just a witch hunt to, as Fauci said, Rand Paul is on a mission to put him behind bars? That's why he took the fifth. Okay. Okay.
And thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
It is my pleasure. Before we go to John, because Marshall is amazing. Marshall, is there anything you wanted to add? Did I miss anything? Marshall.
No, not that I'm aware of. You pretty much covered it all.
There you go. Let's say hello to the gentleman who in 2 years is going to owe me a steak and lobster dinner anywhere I want to go, John Malincroft. Good morning, John. Pleasure to see you on the show. Hi.
Oh,
John
sorry.
Malincroft.
Hey,
That's
John.
all right. That's all right. No
Steve.
problem. Hey.
No, you got that backwards, but you know, well, I guess I came in at the right time. I wasn't going to say anything, but I will just mention. I think you're wrong, Steve. I think that Fauci did lie to the American people.
Can you give us one of the lies that he said?
Yeah, and I don't know for sure that this is true, but my understanding is that early on, when the whatever they are, the masks that they use in surgery, the really super duper masks were in short supply and really needed in the hospitals. And he told the American public that any old mask would do, that they could just that they could make their own masks, and we didn't really know at that time.
You mean for COVID-19 or for a hospital?
In other words, he told people that they should wear masks, but he said as I understand it, he said kind of explicitly that you don't need the best masks.
So how is that a lie?
Well, I think it is a lie, and I say it only because, to my knowledge, it is the most egregious lie he ever told the American people.
How is it a lie at all?
Well, I think it's a lie because they really let me agree with you. I don't think it's much of a lie.
Okay.
But I say it only because I think if you wanted to look for something where he shaded the truth, I think it's the most egregious example you can find. And
how did he shade the truth by that statement?
Well, okay, well, never mind. I mean, people can make up their own mind whether he did or not.
Okay,
but I just challenge anybody to come up with anything that approaches closer to a lie than that. And I think that given that fact,
how about that you are not an expert in physics and you never were a professor in physics? How about that?
Oh, no, I mean things that Fauci said during COVID. He's on trial for lying to the American people.
He's not on trial, but I understand what you're saying.
Basically.
Yeah, and they haven't produced a law.
Welcome, Mountain. You just heard a brief sample from the Steve Appel, Casa de Appel. So you're saying that I'm so weird, bro, and is it the ashwagandha that's telling you to think that way? Because to me, the ashwagandha saved my life, bro. And without your suggestion to purchase ashwagandha gummies, I don't think I'd feel as good as I feel right now. And I know I wouldn't be alive if I didn't take the ashwagandha gummies. It was the ashwagandha gummies that saved my life. I don't know what.
I can't help but let me talk. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me pat myself on the back here. Oh, God. Man, I feel like that was just divine. It was just like divinity, bro. Where like I had to share it with you. Just save your life. So I'm glad that worked.
I don't know if you know this, but ashwagandha is also known as Withania somnifera. Its core active chemical compounds include steroidal lactones known as withanolides, alongside alkaloids and saponins that drive its adaptogenic effects.
So are you being honest or not? I mean, I'm kind of joking, but it's helped me with a lot of stress. I don't experience a lot of stress anymore. I mean, I kind of was getting out of stress though anyway as I got older, but this has really helped me out a lot, if I'm being honest.
They say black pepper also does the same thing. It's anti-inflammation, anti-stress, all thanks to the Native American tribe, the Black Hawk tribe, discovering ashwagandha. It's actually the reason why the Americans were fighting so hard to take all the land from the Native Americans, was to get to the ashwagandha roots. So they didn't have to feel stressed, and they didn't have to suffer from inflammation. That's the history of the world. That's what Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan are doing right now with the Priscilla Chan Zuckerberg Institute. Because they help spread the mass vaccination of our population with poisonous spike proteins, they've actually created the Priscilla Chan Anti-Inflammation Institute, and I wonder if they've given serious consideration to ashwagandha.
No, because it's alternative medication. They don't even want us taking this shit because it's gonna, it's like why they go so hard against weed. Anything else that's not, the pharmaceutical company doesn't monopolize or control. So I don't know. I like ashwagandha. It's nice, It's kind of adds to my life.
So you said I'm really weird, bro. And I'm just wondering, what is it about John Kitover that makes you think that I'm weird as opposed to actually just being a cool, nice, handsome, rich guy, who's classy, has got an intelligent brain, and when people call me weird, I don't even get offended. I just say, well, did it take you this long to figure that out? Because don't you know about Doctor Strange? Who do you think I am? I'm Doctor Strange in the flesh.
It's nothing to poo-poo on you about it. I think anybody who records people all day and they listen to that Dow shit all day, it's just strange to me. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think you're, I don't see.
What makes you think I listen to it all day? Like it's in the background in a recording studio while I'm in a different part of my place working on something. And who are you to have an opinion? See, you don't even listen. The whole thing deals with not having an opinion, and that's the great way. It's when you stop to take a moment and say, "Oh, what a weird guy." You yourself get taken out of your own life with your opinion, and then so that's your failure. That's your faux pas. Is not just being the silent observer of life and the miracle. You have this opinion problem. You're like an opinion addict. And all I'm trying to do is point out the logical and philosophical fallacy of being an opinion maker. That's not creation. What I'm doing is a recording studio. I'm in the recording industry. It's a recording industrial complex, brother. Haven't you seen He-Man?
I understand.
Don't you know that He-Man is a movie? It's a recording of pictures, sounds. It's a business. What do you think I'm doing over here? I'm running a business. Is that weird?
No.
Is that weird to be in industry? To be a corporate recording titan?
How?
I'm doing it right now. We got dozens of people watching this YouTube live and they're saying, "What's this all about? Who are you?"
Oh, okay. I see.
You're a part of the show, whether you like it or not, Dr. Ashwagandha.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do you like it or not? You like Dr. Gamba?
I don't know if it's helped in any way. It's possible. I generally do not do supplements, and all the pills and stuff because what's crazy is I bought these like anti-gout pills, which is like dried cherry and dried celery extract root. And so I put it in my coffee and it like congealed in the coffee to the point where it was like, this isn't edible. So why would I put it in my stomach in a pill to think that dried cherries is gonna like solve my problem? I'll just eat some fucking cherries. You see the difference between eating a pill with a plastic coating or, whatever the fuck the cellulose or whatever is of the plastic cap that they use. It's like if you eat a whole bottle of pills, like how healthy is it to eat 30 fucking, cellulose capsules? That's what I'm wondering, like
Cellulose. That's just it's the delivery mechanism, bro.
I get it, but why can't I just take the powder, mix it in some water, and just fucking drink it in the water, as opposed to taking a capsule?
That seems like even more work. You gotta mix it up. It's gonna taste like ass. I don't get that. I'm sure you can get ashwagandha powder, but I just do the gummies, man. Yeah, you can get powder. I'm looking it up right here. Ashwagandha powder. ASM 56, not that you want.
You're also live on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Are you on the TikTok?
No, I did not.
Well,
That nonsense.
last night when I went out to the bar, one of the bouncers comes up to me. He says, "Hey, man, people are complaining about you." And I said, "Really? What are they complaining about?" And he says, they say you're recording them." And I said, "They say I'm recording them right now?" And they said, "No, earlier you were recording people." I said, and they said, "No, you were fucking recording people." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "But I'm not saying you were recording people. People are just complaining that you're recording them, but I don't know if you were recording them or not." And I was like, "Okay." So guess what I did?
What?
I left the bar. I just left. And then I went down the street and one of my constituents was like, "Mayor Kitover!" And I said, "Hello, voter, fellow citizen." Oh, we got somebody that wants to co-host the live stream. Welcome. Welcome to the John Kitover podcast. Oh, she canceled. She canceled. All right, we're going to take you back to a brief sample of what I call the NFR. It's not NPR. It's called NFR. You can try to figure out what it means. N-word, F-word, R-word. Those are the three words you can't say in the English language. N-word, F-word, R-word. You can't say either of those three words. And I was shocked because I was in Politically Correct with Patty and First Lady and Ban the Goat. And can you believe it? Somebody said the R word. And I was like, they were talking about vaccines and autism. And I said, doesn't she know you can't say the R word? But nobody corrected her. Nobody. In a room full of N words and F words. Nobody corrected the African American woman who was openly using the R word repeatedly in discussion about vaccines causing R word. What do you think about that?
You know, something I've noticed in chillism is that they enforce certain rules against certain people, like Monica, or me, or other people are just exempt from. You know, I mean, like Brad can get away with doxing people, threatening to rape and kill people's, families and shit. He can say the N-word. Probably Jazzy, Dr. Jazzy, she can say, the R word, but as soon as you call a chick, a woman a bitch, even if they are being a bitch, then you get moved down, because it's, that's against the rules. I don't know, chillism is ridiculous. Fuck chillism.
See, part of the problem with even referring it to this supposed name called chillism, as if like being chill is a philosophy of some sort, when it's really just a bunch of NFRs in a room, screaming and screeching. And Nathan, the artist, is like incredibly brain rotted out.
Oh, dude, he's so brain rotted, bro. You can't get through that fucker at all.
It is what it is, but to even call it something is R word, and it's just a room full of N words and F words, and it's pretty pathetic. You could call it like people's attempt at mock trial or attempt at collegiate academics, as if they're sitting in a classroom, learning, reading a book, writing essays, debating, discussing, etc. But that's just not what it is. It's really just a conference call for N words, F words, R words. It is Dinner for Schmucks. Have you seen the movie Dinner for Schmucks?
Yeah, years ago, I was definitely let down. I thought it was pretty terrible, but that is relatable. It's definitely a Dinner for Schmucks.
Well, if you are
that damn game guy, bro, like all he's got to do, they don't have real lives, bro. I got in a fist fight unintentionally. I got sucker punched at a camp out. And, gotten a huge fucking brawl. And I let a couple people know, and I've had like Day and Nick can be like, you did not. And I'm like, I don't really, like, yes, I did. I don't really care that you don't believe me, but these people are not used to talking to real human beings. Like, to the point where they are in disbelief that someone actually went outside, interacted with somebody else, and got a physical confrontation. That's exposure to an agent. Literally, he doesn't go out here. All he does is punch and chills at the top and say they would leave. But an agent will go to the gym to work out to get all strong. Those pictures of arm chills of how strong it's in. What is being reality? Like, bro, get outside. Don't fucking work out so it's like real. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it, dude. But anyway, please go on. It's just strange, right? It's strange stuff.
Well, I think a lot of this is just loneliness, and then lack of content and media. Like, I have a lot of books at my place and a lot of DVDs and VHS, and so the question it becomes, out of your 40-hour week of consumption, what media are you consuming, or what media are you creating? And people on this app create nothing at all, and they consume a whole bunch of toxic junk communication. And so that's the thing, is it's a lack of resources primarily. This is like the lazy person's attempt at creation. And the other thing is when you're talking, you're a fool, and fools talk, and they often fool people with their talk. So what we have happening in these conference call rooms is it should be called chillism. It should be called foolism. That's really what's happening. Is, can we fool you with our talk? And they are fools because they're talking by definition. That's the definition of a fool, is you're talking. So that's why I think everybody, including you and me and Brad and Monica, everybody's worthy of mockery because by definition they're foolish for even talking here. So that's the way to process and understand Dinner for Schmucks. I rest my case in the mock trial. Hello? Do you have any final closing statements before I put Steve Appel's Casa de Appel back on, where they're talking about Fauci?
Yeah, I gotta find that show, dude. Have a good day, bro, okay?
Okay, Ashwagandha out. Dr. Ashwagandha, thanks for being on the show. Dr. Ashwagandha, if any of our customers, aka voters, aka viewers, want to get in touch with you in order to order one of Dr. Ashwagandha's world famous ashwagandha gummy bottles, how can people go about doing that, Dr. Ashwagandha?
Go to the damn store and look up ashwagandha. Make sure it's KSM 66.
KSM 66. Thank you, Dr. Ashwagandha. I return you back to Dr. Steve Appel's Casa.
Second and last warning. The one thing I don't want to do is drop you to the goo. So for the second time, please wait your turn.
Yeah, thank you, Norma. So my question is, now I'm not painting anything. I'm just asking, how the fuck does that make sense to a thinking person? Now, I'm sure there's a reason. That's what I'm looking for. What is going on? How do those things? It seems like contradictions are something that we like strive to avoid. So I'm just trying to find out why everyone isn't just seeing this as a blatant, strangely clandestine contradiction. Because I didn't vote on this. I didn't vote on this. Did I vote on this?
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Honey Badger. If anybody would like to come on up and answer Honey Badger's question or talk about anything else that they would have on their mind, come on up, raise your hand, and you can have a fresh five, like Meg Sita.
Call on you in turn.
Yes, we go in a queue so everybody gets their chance to get their point of view out there.
And did I really get 5 minutes?
You got past 5 minutes, Honey Badger. You actually
did
got
I?
about 7.5.
Okay. I didn't have a timer on.
Yeah. So, Megcita, welcome. Glad to have you. How are you doing today?
Well, congrats on getting my name correct. I do apologize. I've run into numerous people with the same first name, and so I decided to add my middle name. But it turns out it's a little bit unpronounceable to some people, which is no shame. It's a foreign middle name, Sita. But yeah, I think you should rethink that as my handle.
I might have the advantage of my voiceover reading it to me as a blind person. It does read it as Megcita.
Well, kudos to you for getting the pronunciation right. That's good stuff.
All right.
As well. Oh gosh, shoot, what was I going to say? I guess with reference to Honey Badger, you said that I was going to save a couple minutes because I forget actually what I came up to say. I have a very good friend here, and his family is very much part of the Israeli government. And I remember asking him some questions as to sort of the direction that things were headed. And after hearing sort of a lot of the history, he's a little bit older, I asked him a question. I said, so my understanding was that the founding of Israel in 1948 was a secular democracy. It appears to have shifted significantly away from that. Would the attacks that's going to be happening have something to do with it? And he said, absolutely. The secularism that was founded in 1948 seems to have, the leftists seem to have really just turned into a more right-wing because they're constantly being under threat. So that's something that made a lot more sense to me. Well, you can be peaceful and democratic and very, open and leftist when you're more stable. But if you're constantly under attack, you might get some more of the people who talk about defense, and they're sort of was in power now. I think Norma is wanting to respond, so I guess that's the only thing I had to say. I will save because I was going to say something else, but I do not remember. So.
Okay. Well, we would love for you to stay on stage, and maybe you can give it in your closing thoughts and burning desires, or if we have some downtime, we're going to be coming back around like we do. So just love having you here, and thank you for that. We hope you stick around. All right. Let's see. Now we've got Beef. Welcome, Beef. What's on your mind today? How you doing?
Hello. I just want to comment on how it's very, very bizarre that ASMR is a term that was coined in like 2010 or 2007 or something. There's no language that has a traditional word for ASMR. None. English doesn't have one. So you're telling me for 200,000 years of human development and cultural evolution and cultural development, no one sat around and said, hey, what is that weird sensation I get when I'm at the barber where it feels all tingly? And people are like, yeah, that is a weird feeling, huh? Why don't we come up with a word for that? What makes it even more strange for me personally is that when I was a little kid, before ASMR was a popular term, me and this girl
Beef, may I interrupt you for a second?
Why would you do that?
Oh, I don't know what
Hey, Brandy. How are you doing? I'm good. Sipping some coffee. Nice. Tell her to get the clementine gummies. Oh, they're so good. Well, get some good hybrids, some good sativa, and a package of those clementine gummies. Nice. So are you downtown? I don't know where Verilife is. Oh, nice. Nice. I used to live right over there. No, I didn't have a great view, but what was nice is living by the zoo and then jogging through the zoo every day and then jogging through the gorilla exhibit.
Mother here.
Yeah, you are here on a magnificent Saturday.
I agree.
So where do you live?
I live in Westfield, Indiana.
Westfield, Indiana.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes north of Carmel.
Oh, I think I've
It's like
been
a
there.
suburb of Indianapolis. Yeah, Carmel. Everyone heard of Carmel.
Nice.
They have like the Monarch Trail there, Palladium. It's very nice.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that I lived in Indiana. Yeah, I just have my like sites on Chicago.
Well, you're smarter than most Chicagoans because, you know, Chicago sucks. I mean,
Why?
I'm just teasing.
Taxes? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's
disagree.
magnificent.
Mine's a little bit true.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's magnificent city. Just the taxes, the leadership suck. But yeah, Indianapolis is nice. And have you ever been to a Colts game?
I don't think I have.
You haven't been
I've
to
been to a No, I've been to a Blackhawks game though.
no the Indianapolis Colts football team.
No, I've never been. I'm not a Colts fan. I don't really care for football. I like basketball, like a little bit of tennis, golf.
Oh, I see. Well, you're 5'10", right? You're tall.
How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". That's a good height.
Yeah, we're compatible.
What's your sign?
I'm Scorpio.
Oh,
What are you?
Gemini.
Ooh, Gemini.
Is that a good one for you?
Yeah,
Your experience?
Gemini and Scorpio are very compatible.
One second, sorry. Sorry, my friend came out of the dispensary and we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. It's only 11:20 and he says he's ready to start drinking.
Well, go blaze. It's time to blaze. If you got that herb.
Yeah, he's got that too. I don't overdo it though.
Do you want to get together this evening?
What about like tomorrow afternoon? Would that be okay? I'm sorry, so my niece lives up here. She's like 22,
Uh-huh.
and I don't see her too often. But she wanted to spend time with me today, and a couple weeks ago, I was supposed to see her and we didn't get to. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
how long she'll be with me, but
we can play by ear. I mean, you got the whole day, so just text me, let me know if you have downtime and you want to get together.
okay. So you're like right downtown.
No, I'm on northwest side, kind of close to O'Hare.
Oh, so like how far are you from like
I'm like 35
Lincoln
minutes.
Park?
35 minutes.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely, if we plan something, we'll have it set in stone, so you're not wasting your time.
Okay, sounds good. Brandy, looking forward to meeting you.
Okay, but could we plan like tomorrow afternoon, maybe like 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have work?
Maybe?
Do you want to play some tennis or go to the beach?
I'm not very good at tennis. You could probably show me a couple things.
Yeah, we
We did
can.
want to go to the beach.
The Dock restaurant at Montrose Beach is fantastic. It's right on the beach.
Oh, really? Yeah, I cycled past there. Yeah, maybe the beach. I don't know, it
Okay.
might be really hot and crowded by that time, right?
It's always going to be hot and crowded, but I do have 2 swinging hammocks, which are dope. But just yeah, let's play it by ear, and I mean, I'm always near.
Alright. And then what were you saying earlier your intentions were?
To love
Saying
you,
like
to
love.
yeah, to love you, to give you heaven and earth.
Oh, well, you can just come back home with me then, and that sounds amazing.
That's fine. But did you drive or fly?
I drove. I drove us here.
Oh, well, just put me in your back seat, and I'll give you a massage all the way home.
Alright, well, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good. Have a great day.
Alright, you too.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
What are your intentions? My intentions are to love you.
Universities, which is undeclared. But you're right. Qatar is up there, but not at the top. At the top, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Liberia. Here's a place that I'm sure Jew haters like Honey Badger have never heard of, the Marshall Islands. I imagine he couldn't find Israel or the Marshall Islands on a map. Or Liberia. Do you even know what
I don't think
Liberia
Israel
is
has
or
a boundary, actually.
Well, there's another wrong piece of bullcrap.
Oh, where is it?
Up. There's China. There are many maps of Israel. I urge you to get one. There's China. There's Bermuda. There's the United Arab Emirates. All of the top countries in donations to American politicians. Those evil Marshall Islanders. They're such capable allies. They're so formidable in battle when we want to go to war. So, I mentioned South Korea as one of the top donators to American politicians and lobbyists. And I recall the war that my father fought in. I have his flag from his coffin right up here on my table. Why did we send my dad, who was 6'5.5", and they stuck him in a little APC armored personnel carrier, an amphibious one? Why did we send all of these boys to fight for those, excuse the expression, slanty-eyed Koreans? Why are those Koreans controlling our minds? Why do they control the banks and the video games? 36,574 Americans died in the Korean War. Why would we do such a thing? We spent between 340 and 475 billion with a B in contemporary dollars monies on those Koreans, those slanty-eyed Koreans. And now we have 25,000 troops stationed between North Korea and South Korea. Why are we endangering our boys? Why do we have 5,000 bases? Sorry. That's sunflower seed. Why do we have 5,000 bases around the world? Well, we project American power. And yet not one base in Israel? Shocking. Bases in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and 0 in Israel? But I thought I thought the Jews were controlling our brains and our pocketbooks and our bank and the music industry. So, friends, I'm sure you see from my little set of facts, all of which are verifiable, that the bizarre obsession with Jews and our country, Israel, is nothing more than a form of racist hate. Israel is by far not the biggest donator. Israel is, as we're seeing now, very capable ally. That's what the president has called it, our most capable ally. And we have gone to war for other nations. We're not going to war for Israel now. We invaded Kuwait for one purpose only in the first Gulf War, and that was to kick out Saddam Hussein from Kuwait. We've never done anything like that for Israel. We've never said to go and fight for Israel. So the emphasis on the Jews in Israel is strictly a question of racist hate. And we've heard a wonderful display on that on the stage. Oh, I'm sorry. And I hope that we have disinfected these swine who just grunted for us because that's what swine do.
No, I was just.
I hope we have. I have. Well, you snorted like a swine.
Remain unmuted. Norm's turn.
Don't lie.
You have 60 seconds.
I was just going to say thank you
I'm
about
ready
60
to land.
seconds.
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up
Yeah, go ahead and land.
after our chorus from the swine on the stage with his Jew hate. I'll just say in conclusion that as the United States turns away from the Middle East, leaves Israel in charge, turns to face our real adversary, communist China, I think we're leaving the Middle East in good hands with the region's sole remaining superpower. The Jewish nation, the only democracy in the region, a parliamentary democracy, the state of Israel.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. And Violet and JCC, not only did you do a good job, but among a lot of adversaries, you guys did great. You guys did great. It was tough. But whenever I take a break, there are always people willing to challenge your leadership, and you guys shined in the face of adversity. And good morning, everyone. Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Yeah.
We're barely on break, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, and maybe I should have stayed on break. Maybe I contributed to some of that adversarial responses. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's over and done. So with that being said, if you're here for the first time, this is how the show works. We encourage everybody to come on stage and get your fresh five. Talk about whatever you want. What does that mean? That means we call on people in order. Everybody on stage gets a chance to speak in order, and if you interrupt somebody out of order, you're going to get a warning, you're going to get 2 warnings, and then eventually dumped to the goop. So, but everybody on stage right now, you're going to get a chance to have some final thoughts and closing desires. I 100% guarantee it. Let's say hello to Double OK, and by the way, please adopt an old pet. Double OK, good morning, welcome to the show. What would you like to talk about?
I love that, yes. Adopt a senior pet. Thank you.
A senior pet. I'm sorry, I said old pet. I meant senior pet, sorry.
That's a synonym. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to start saying adopt an old pet. But, yeah, I just showed up a few minutes ago. I don't really know what you guys are talking about. Don't really have much to say, but I think the government of Israel is a legit evil entity. I think.
Legit evil. They're legit evil.
Yes, they are legit evil entities.
Would you like to give us one example of how they are evil?
By targeting civilians, women and children, not with just munitions and bombs.
And can you give us one specific example of how they target innocent women?
Yes, we can, Steve. Just open up.
Okay, Honey Badger, this is your last.
You don't need to do your
warning,
homework for you, bro.
All right, I guess you are in a non-disrespectful mood, so you get removed to the audience. You don't get your fresh five. I gave you a warning if you don't want to follow the rules, which is fine. You don't have to follow the rules, but you're not going to stay on stage. So, would you like to give us one example, please?
From this particular vantage point on the stage, I can only just say the media coverage of the civilian areas that have been leveled, hospitals, schools, schools, reports of snipers targeting.
My
children.
understanding is that the enemy that were not innocent women and children, the enemy were hiding within the innocent women and children. And also there's an old adage.
That's true. They've been doing it. Hamas has been doing that since 1987 with its inception.
So I would say they're not targeting innocent women and children. They're absolutely targeting the enemy who are hiding
Let
within
me ask
women
you
and
something.
children.
Let me
Sure.
ask you something, Steve.
Ask me anything you want.
If you were a military target and you went and hid in a school, is it
or maybe under
or
a
maybe a
hospital?
hospital?
Under a
Maybe
hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want, you choose. Is it warranted for us to send a Tomahawk missile to get you amongst a bunch of children or patients?
You know.
Fuck no, it isn't. I'm going to answer for you. No, it isn't,
okay.
and that makes it unjustified.
Wait, so Hamas?
Whoa! Everybody mute up. Everybody will get a
finish
chance.
my statement. So
No, that's why I told everybody to mute up. I want you to.
Yeah, there's no excuse for going through innocent children and people to get to a military target.
All right.
There's no excuse for that, and that is why I think Israel is a legit evil entity. They are doing that intentionally, and once again, adopt an old pet.
Right. Don't go away, because I want to throw something hypothetical your way, and then we'll go to Marshall, because Marshall wanted to respond. Can I ask you a question?
Always.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So let's say hypothetically that a mass murderer, serial killer, who has been known to kill many people, came in and just raped and murdered your entire family. I mean, like last night.
Yes.
And then that serial killer who's killed other people and raped and murdered your entire family went to a school and was hiding in a classroom with around 20 or 30 kids, which, by the way, is not necessarily that unrealistic, because we've had serial killers who have shot up schools. Would it be reasonable for the SWAT team to break into that class and fire live rounds at that serial killer who was arguably in the middle of or surrounded by children?
No.
All right. And I appreciate that. And your opinion is very well valued. I appreciate that.
Do you disagree with me there?
I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to go on mute, because you gave your opinion. And Marshall wanted to respond, and Marshall is a member.
After Mark, I'd like to share.
We'll go. Who was me too? You got to give me your name.
Sorry, Yaakov.
Oh, Yaakov, I didn't even notice you. Welcome. Thanks for doing the heavy lifting. So let's go Marshall, then Reverend Scott, then Yaakov. Go ahead.
So I don't think it's acceptable to wantonly kill innocent people. But I will say this. The reason the civilians are at risk is not because of Israel, it's because of Hamas, who has, since their inception in 1987, used protected UN sites to hide from. So the only way to deal with these people is to get through the UN protected site. I'm not suggesting you bomb a hospital. I think that's a bad idea.
That's what you're suggesting.
But I will.
Stay on mute. You wanted my response.
But I will suggest that you look at the article at the top, filed by NATO Strategic Command, which tracks Hamas's use of human shields from its inception to about 2019. That should give you a better understanding of how Hamas manipulates the rules of war and the Geneva Convention so that they can kill innocent Israelis, while at the same time the Israelis can't then kill them. Just a piece of information you should read before you decide Israel is, entirely too evil.
Reverend Scott is next, then Yaakov on topic. Go ahead. Using innocent women and children as shields by the enemy. Go ahead, Reverend Scott. Reverend Scott going once. Reverend Scott going twice. Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, go ahead. That's okay. Go ahead.
I just, I want to just share something real quick, very short, rather than say something less articulate than this. Here we go. This is from the great Scott Galloway.
One of my pet peeves seems to be one of your pet peeves, and that is, 2 million people have been killed in the Sudan civil war. I haven't seen a protest in NYU for that. Assad killed 500 Arabs. I didn't see colleges burned down. 500,000 Arabs killed by Assad. Saddam Hussein killed over 1 million Muslims in wars. I gassed them. I didn't see protests there. Yet your school is shut down right now because Israel is responding to the worst attack against Jews worldwide since the Holocaust. Help us sort through that.
And we can debate that response.
I don't know algebra, but I'm pretty good at the common denominators here and why there's no common denominators in all of these. It's just that it's Jews defending their homeland. Because if you look at the numbers, even with American wars, they don't add up.
Well, first off, good to be with you, and I especially appreciate your leadership on this issue. I'll give you some more numbers. 2,200 American servicemen killed at Pearl Harbor. We go on to kill 3.5 million Japanese, including 100,000 in one night. 2,800 Americans in 9/11. We go on to kill 400,000 people in Afghanistan and Iraq. We weren't accused of genocide. You had, if Mexico had elected a jihadist cartel to run their country, and then they incurred into Texas, and on a per capita basis killed 35,000 people of the population of the University of Texas, and on the way back took the freshman class at SMU hostage and hid them under tunnels, what would we do? It'd be the great Sonora radioactive parking lot. But Jews are not allowed, and Israel is not allowed to prosecute a war. And they are prosecuting a war more humanely than we have done. The ratio of combatants to civilians is of civilian death to combatant mortality is lower than it was in Mosul, lower than it was in Japan, lower than it was in Germany. So there's just a different standard for Jews in Israel when it comes to prosecuting a war. They're allowed to fight back to a truce, but unlike America or any other Western nation that has attacked us viciously, they're not allowed to win a war. It's a double standard.
All right.
There you go, Steve. It's only Jews. It's only Jews that aren't allowed to fight asymmetrical warfare. That's it. If we do it, and by the way, when Iran killed like 40,000 of its own people in a weekend, I heard no rooms on Clubhouse about that. I heard no one come in here and announce that action. Why? Why weren't people upset about that? I don't know, Uncle Steve. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was gone.
No Jews, no news.
Very good. Yakov, you're up, and then we'll move on. Yakov.
Yeah, a few days after October 7th, being the mathematician I am, I did the math. You take 1,250 people killed, and you divide by the population of Israel, which was 9.3 million people. So that gives you a rate. That gives you a percentage of the population killed, and you then multiply it by our 340 million people. So pretend, for example, that Canada did the same thing to upstate New York or Detroit or Mexico did the same thing to down south. That would have been 45,000 people killed in the United States. And I don't think people have an understanding of the psychological impact of losing such a high percentage of the population, or such a large percentage. Everyone in Israel, pretty much everyone, I very rarely use the word every, either knew someone who was killed or knows someone who knows someone who was killed. And I think our response would have been even more over the top. And every nation has the right to defend itself, and this is Israel doing the exact same thing. And I'll leave it at that mathematically. 45,682 people.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. And if you're in the audience and want to come up, you need to go within the next 5 minutes or so, because otherwise it's going to be impossible. We have nobody new on stage right now. Apparently, the Donald is at it again. President Trump renewed his efforts to restrict birthright citizenship this week, issuing 2 executive orders aimed at narrowing who automatically becomes an American citizen at birth. The administration is targeting children of foreign diplomats, people classified as alien enemies, parents accused of citizenship fraud, and visitors allegedly entering the country for birth tourism. A previous broader effort was rejected by the Supreme Court because the 14th Amendment generally guarantees citizenship to people born on American soil. The White House argues that the new orders are more limited and focus on fraud and recognize legal exceptions. Civil rights organizations contend that the president still lacks authority to rewrite the Constitution through executive order. By the way, I agree with that. Immigration attorneys also warn that vaguely worded provisions could produce inconsistent decisions and prolonged uncertainty for families. New lawsuits are expected, meaning the constitutional battle over birthright citizenship is almost certain to return to federal court. Again, if you're in the audience, you literally have, 5 minutes to come on up. Basically, Donald Trump's trying to get another bite at the apple. Speaking of Donald Trump, a federal appeals court ruled this week that President Trump cannot proceed with construction of proposed $400 million ballroom after the White House without congressional approval. I've been telling you this all along. The court concluded that a president occupies the White House temporarily and cannot undertake a massive permanent alteration through executive authority alone. Historic preservation organizations challenged the project, arguing that construction violated federal preservation and environmental review requirements. President Trump sharply criticized the ruling and described the ballroom as necessary for major diplomatic ceremonies and national security events. He has promised to appeal the decision, potentially taking the dispute to the Supreme Court. Supporters say the White House needs a larger, modern venue instead of relying on temporary outdoor structures. Critics view the project as excessively expensive and architecturally inappropriate. Beyond the ballroom itself, the case raises broader constitutional questions. How much power does a president possess to alter one of the country's most important public buildings? It looks like we have a couple.
By the way, Uncle Steve, just for
Yes.
the record, the most interesting
Yes.
thing about the ballroom, I'm not rabidly against building ballroom, but look at the funders, right, and the corresponding contracts. Over half of the corporate donors to the ballroom fund have secured billions of federal contracts or seen favorable shifts.
You mean contracts? Contracts. You say
Contracts, yeah, sorry, my
No, that's okay.
Contracts or seen favorable shifts in regulatory scrutiny since they've been funded. Okay, so
Exactly.
this is a pass-through, pay-to-play.
Exactly. That's right. Go ahead and build the ballroom for free, and you're going to get $1 billion in government contracts. Absolutely no question about it. Housekeeping issue. Don't bring anybody else up on stage. Let's say hello to Adam. Adam, pleasure to have you on the show. I love hearing your takes. What's going on? Adam going once. Adam going twice. We'll come back to Adam. Let's say hello to, Leroy. Leroy, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I have a question, and the question
Good,
is
I probably have an answer.
Yes, and the question is to be educated. I'm listening to the conversation, right?
Well, I love to educate people.
Okay, so I'm wondering now, because I'm always thinking outside the box. That's just where my brain works.
I'm always thinking outside the box also.
So,
you ever heard the phrase "great minds think alike," baby?
I think we do. I think I have.
There you go.
So could it be that, is it possible that people may be using the word genocide not because it's Jews doing it, right? Could it be the proportionality, right, of the Hamas, right, which is way less than civilians, right?
I think people are using the word genocide because it elicits an emotional response. Please continue.
Yeah, and it does. Yes, that's the bottom line. But is it because they think that they see so many unarmed civilians not able to defend themselves in harm's way, and they consider that an imbalance of justice? Is it possible that they think like that?
It could be, but you would then have to ask a question about consistency. Were they is that an opinion about genocide just for Israel? Or were they consistent when the United States invaded Fallujah and Ramadi twice, and Mosul once? Right, we killed over 1 million Iraqis in the Iraq War. Was that person who was talking about Israel committing a genocide, were they consistent in their condemnation of war like that? Or did they say nothing and only had something to say once it was about Israel?
Or, more importantly, if you look at the definition, it says destruction in whole or in part, with intent. Srebrenica, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, I think 2,900 people were killed. That was declared a genocide retrospectively, and the perpetrators of that were tried for genocide. It was declared a genocide because there were written orders to kill all the Muslim inhabitants of a village, Srebrenica. So it, in general, has nothing to do with the size, and it has everything, because the word in part doesn't mean you have to wipe out everyone, it just means some group. It has to, the word intent is, I think, the defining portion of the convention language.
Yeah.
Let's give Leroy a few more minutes because he's coming to the end of the show. Go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah, and I think those kinds of conversations or these discussions need to be had, because I think that people think of say there's like 2, 3, 4, I'm just using numbers. Say there's 2,000 Hamas, right? Maybe more. Say there's 2,000, but there's hundreds of thousands of people, right? So if hundreds of thousands, within that 100,000, more than what you can imagine is in the crossfires, to get to a couple of thousands, I think that's where people may have the question. And they could be wrong about calling it genocide because it's Jews, or they could be feeling that it's proportionately doesn't seem to be.
We're not going to do this now.
Wait a minute. Let me have my.
I think we have an open mic, Mod Squad. If you could take care of that, that'd be greatly welcome.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if that little slither of a thought process could be interjected, because it becomes, it's because of the Jews why we're doing it, and it's not because people are thinking, oh my God, all these innocent people are in the crossfires, and there's not that many Hamas that's worth all those people. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not. All those people are not worth dying to get to Hamas.
There's then a question.
Okay, hang on just a second, Marshall. Marshall, hold on. Okay, Leroy, I'm assuming you're good.
Yeah. Just that was my ultimate thought process,
buddy. I totally appreciate it. I don't mean to be rushed, but we're coming down to the end of the show.
Got you, buddy. Thank you.
First class escort to the VIP. Let's go to Adam. Adam, are you there?
Yeah,
there we go. Hi, Adam. You get a fresh vibe. Good morning.
I don't need five. I just wanted to respond to the unreserved birthright citizenship. You missed.
And you got it, buddy. Thank you.
You missed one of the big things he's trying to do, which is restrict the ability of children born in U.S. territories, Puerto Rico, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, from automatically getting their citizenship documents. Now, I think
know
it's
that if you were
yeah, that's
I
part of it.
didn't know that if you were born in an American territory, such as American Samoa or Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is not necessarily a territory. The Virgin Islands.
It is a territory.
Yeah, it's not a state, it's a territory.
So, do you get American citizenship if you're born in the
Yes.
Virgin Islands?
Yes. And you can move to New York or Baltimore or anywhere.
Instantly. You don't need to. So you get a passport, everything. So Trump's.
That's why I love this show. I learn something new at least once every show.
Trump's executive order is to restrict the ability of children born in these places from getting their citizenship that they earned by they get by birthright, right? I mean, come on. I'm sure some of this is going to get knocked down, but I mean, this is like obviously racism because who are the majority of the people in U.S. territories? They're non-white, overwhelmingly, right? Like, I mean, almost.
I refer to them as Caribbeans, but obviously they're not. Hold on, is it Pacific Islander or is that something completely different?
That's American Samoa.
That's American Samoa. Okay,
The U.S. Virgin Islands is like overwhelmingly black, right? Puerto Rico is overwhelmingly Hispanic people.
Yes.
Right. I mean, this is unconstitutional and will get knocked down, but like, let's call a spade, right?
I agree.
This is obvious U.S. territory. What are we talking about here? You can't even pretend that this is anything but racism. Because as long as they've been territories, they've always had citizenship. This is not new, right?
Right.
So, that was just the one of the things that I read this morning about it. That I'm not saying you did it on purpose. You just like forgot to mention that part of the executive order, which is certain to not be able to stand.
I will take responsibility for it, but I'll blame ChatGPT. In other words, I tell ChatGPT to give me literally give me a 30 to 60 second read on the top 10 news stories of the week, and that was what came up. So writings, but I'm fully responsible for what I read. I just don't have the time to double triple check.
I mean, there's a lot of bullshit in those executive orders, so it's fine to overlook it. This is a Stephen Miller special, obviously. We know who Stephen Miller wants to be citizens and who he doesn't want to be citizens, and anybody who's not white, Stephen Miller doesn't view as a legitimate participant in the United States.
Interesting. Cool. Did I read that? Did I? I don't think I read it. Did I, or did I? No, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Narrow. Yeah, I did. Cool. Are you good, or did you want another minute?
No, I think I'm good.
I totally appreciate that. Always a pleasure. And again, as always, I learn something whenever you give your take. Thank you very much. First class escort, VIP. Norm, would you like to say goodbye?
Steve, parting yet again. This job is such sweet sorrow.
It's a thankless task, baby, but somebody's got to do it.
My favorite moment today was when Violet threatened to spank you and you responded, "Oh, baby."
Hey, as the old saying goes, you never know what might pop up during the show.
Oh boy, there we go. Isn't it great to be an adult and to be able to make adult humor, right? That the kids don't understand.
Norm, I'll tell you what's great. Being able to stay in my bathroom, walk 10 feet from my bedroom, and come on to Clubhouse and host a show for 3 hours. That's great.
Are you dressed?
In my bathrobe?
Oh, you okay, good.
Yeah, I'm wearing one piece of clothing. It's my bathrobe. You know?
Good.
So I will speak on the virtues of Clubhouse for a moment. And
You've got 60 seconds. So
all right. I had a great time the other night in Jason Muse's room. He calls himself Black Muse because he's black. Watching the returns on the Michigan primary. Now, it would seem like an insignificant thing, a primary in Michigan, but Clubhouse, sharing a live event, watching the updates, it's a little bit like watching a sports game where you don't know what the outcome is going to be, or a court case. And these are some of the things that make Clubhouse so much fun. That's all I wanted to say. I had a great time the other day.
Norm, thank you very much. First class escort to the VIP. Let's say goodbye to Alligator. Alligator, would you? Oh, no, wait. No,
Yeah.
don't go Alligator.
Yeah.
Alligator would like to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, I waited for a long time and I didn't interrupt and I waited patiently.
Wait,
and I
did you
listened.
get a fresh five? Did
No.
you get a fresh?
No, or Norm
You
talked
did
twice.
not get your fresh five.
He did get a fresh five. He talked.
I thought he did.
It's been an hour and 30 minutes
It's
since I've
okay.
talked.
Not everybody gets 2 fresh fives, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So tell you what. Why don't you take like?
But Norm did.
Why don't you take? No, actually, Norm
gotta
did.
close the statement.
Well, why does James C not want me to talk so bad?
You gotta
Okay,
close the statement.
okay, hang on a second. Firstly, Norm got 1 fresh five and he got to say goodbye. You got 1 fresh five and you get to say goodbye. Exact same thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
Fucking idiot.
hey,
Wait, who said that?
I did. I called it alligator a fucking idiot.
yeah, I'm just trying to participate in the show. I apologize if I offended anyone. I listened for a while, right? And there was a lot of Jew hate today, and I was just wondering, why is everyone hating on the Jews? I'm not quite sure what's going on, right? They're not even really the Jews, right? They're Ashkenazi German tribesmen. So why are you guys giving them credit by saying that they're Jewish? Why would you claim the tribe of Judah if Yahuwah isn't your personal Elohim? You don't even know who your personal Elohim is, so why would you do this? Like, you can only call
I
on...
didn't hear anybody mention the tribe of Judah today. Did somebody mention that?
You are
No, this is a
claiming the
Khazarian
tribe of Judah, but you're Khazarian.
Everybody go on mute except for Alligator. Alligator, I didn't hear anybody mention the tribe of Judah today.
Well, Norm was coming up here
No. The
and
answer.
claiming a lot of...
Please,
Were you here when he...
Hang on. What I like to hear is either you agree with me or disagree with me, and then you can move on if you want.
There was a place when Norm came up here and listed a lot of stats. Were you there?
I was listening to Norm speak, yes.
So a lot of the stats that he was talking about were not of the tribe of Judah. He was talking about Ashkenazi
The
facts.
stats that Norm gave, were any of them false?
But they were not relevant
No,
to the tribe of
question is,
Judah.
were any of them false?
Were you,
Because
were
what I
you
did is-
listening to me?
Okay, not only was I listening to Norm, but what I heard Norm say at the end after he gave all the stats is that he spoke factually and it's all verifiable. Therefore, I'm asking you, do you disagree? Did he give any information that was not true? It's a very simple question.
Yes, he misrepresented the tribe of Judah.
Okay, and please explain exactly how he misrepresented the tribe of Judah, which, by the way, has not been in existence for 3,000 years.
Then how are you claim lineage?
No, the question is, has the tribe of Judah existed in the recent 3,000 years? The answer is no. The tribe of Judah existed over 3,000 years ago, so I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Someone who is Jewish is claiming lineage of the tribe of Judah. Are you aware of this?
Or Benjamin
Okay, so
Lovely.
now you want to talk about whether or not he's really a Jew. Is that what you want to talk about?
I'm talking about the state of Israel claiming lineage of the tribe of Judah. Are you aware of this?
No, I'm not.
Can I talk for 2 seconds?
I'll do better than that. I'll give you 60 seconds to spew hate anti-Semitism you want to, and then I'm going to give you an escort to the VIP. Go ahead, spew your anti-Semitic hate. Go ahead.
Again, I was saying, why are you guys hating on the Jews? They are not Jewish. They are Ashkenazis. It's a Germanic tribe. They cannot draw their lineage of the tribe of Judah. They have no connection to Yahuwah. They have no clue who their Elohim is. The only connection to an Elohim is El Elyon, the Most High. They don't know who divided them among the nations when they received their inheritance. So they're trying to steal an inheritance, misrepresent an identity. Don't give them that identity. They're just Jewish tribesmen, and they're just German tribesmen. They don't know who their Elohim is. Don't give them power over El Elyon, the Most High. You don't know what you're doing.
I mean, allowing Jews to
Hold on. I gotta respond. You know, interesting. When Alligator first got his fresh fry, like he said 90 minutes ago, I didn't hear any of this anti-Semitic Jewish hate. By the way, Jews don't only come from the tribe of Judah. Don't they come from 12 tribes? Oh, I forgot. There's a huge difference between Jews and being Jewish, right? And I suppose the real Jews, or they're not even really Jews, they're called Israelites, and there is a genetic connection. I believe. Yet, when you ask these people, and of course at the end of the show I didn't ask it, well, how often do you go to temple? Were you bar mitzvah? Do you live a Jewish life? Well, do you have a rabbi? It's all no, 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 no. They just claim a genetic connection, which, by the way, they can't prove. So as far as I'm concerned, and I could be wrong, and I wish this didn't come up till the end of the show. He said he's been waiting 90 minutes, but what a shame. I tell you, let's say goodbye to is it Meg? Exita? Going once, going twice. Meg? Hi, Meg.
Awesome. So, in my last few seconds, I was going to say, well, what great news to hear about the ballroom. Too bad the ballroom, the 200-year-old space has already been wrecked and taken down. So it would have been nice if the court and Congress had passed these words before the 200-year-old building was knocked down and demolished for an empty space. Anyways, and I wanted to also say, so the conversation was about Fauci. I did want to also say the conversation did not go around Epstein. I'm much more interested in hearing about Epstein, Fauci. And then that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. First class escort to the VIP. I'll comment. Again, this show, this clubhouse room, has been in existence going into 6 years right now. We don't run clickbait titles like other clubhouse rooms. Not that it's good, bad, right or wrong. That's just not what we do. We leave it up to you guys to bring up the topics. Whether or not you want to bring up Epstein Island, whether or not you bring up Fauci, or whether or not you want to bring up your anti-Semitic, Jew-hating bullshit. As long as you're respectful, you can bring it up. But I don't decide what we talk about. Chris, would you like to say goodbye? Chris, would you like to say goodbye? Chris going once, Chris going twice. We'll come, oh, Chris is the last one. Chris will try it one more time. Chris going once, Chris going twice. You get a stretcher ride down the red carpet to the VIP. All the Mod Squad helps. Marshall, would you like to say goodbye?
Good to see you. See you later.
Yeah. Thank you. Alfonso, would you like to say goodbye? Alfonso, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Yakov, would you like to say goodbye?
Yes. Goodbye.
Violet, would you like to say goodbye?
Great show today, Steve. I enjoyed handling your shtick in the third hour, and hope everybody has a great rest of their Saturday, and see everybody tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you. JCC, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday. Looking for you guys on tomorrow's room/show. See y'all later. Peace out.
Thank you. JCC, are you available after the show?
I've got a 12:30 client, so not directly. How much time do you want?
2 minutes.
Yeah, I got you.
I will call you after the show.
Do it.
I will. Reverend Scott, last but not least, would you like to say goodbye?
Well, of course, before I say goodbye, I have one word to the anti-Semites from my friend Greta.
How dare you! How dare you!
Well, Uncle Steve, we saw some gourmet Jew hate on the stage today.
Oh yeah.
We love it. We love it when we love a little spice and controversy here. So it's great to see everybody, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. And my lip will not be numb by then. But I got some great dental work Guns bad. Love it. See everybody.
There you go. And with that, we are done, folks. On behalf of the Mod Squad, we wish you and your families a great remainder of your Saturday. We will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another 3-hour tour. Take care, everybody. You know what? I left it all on the court. I really got nothing else to say. Take care, everybody, and be careful on the clubhouse streets.
We do that another time, voter ID, and it's proof of citizenship. And I think you can't get any more basic than that. In other words, we want to see your citizenship. We want to make sure that you're a citizen to vote. We like photo ID, just to make sure, because the elections are rigged in this country. The elections are a mess in this country. And that was proven in 2020, and it's been proven elsewhere. Look at the recent election that took place with the Spencer Pratt in Los Angeles. All of a sudden, I mean, they came from nowhere. It looked like he was in the runoff or easily in the runoff. The other one was the third place, a woman nobody ever heard of. She's crying, oh, I didn't make it. She didn't make it by a lot. All of a sudden, she surged. Unknown people don't surge. And she surged after the election was over. And she ended up getting in the runoff. He didn't. Look, we're like a third world country in many cases, in many states. Third world country. So I think it's very important. Save America Act is a very important thing. John's trying. He's trying hard. I really believe that. But if he doesn't get there, it would be unfortunate.
He says, why don't you get the votes for him?
Well, I can probably do that, but